of those women that has a job and you work hard at your job. You may have 2 jobs, and then you are off to the home job. And you know what I'm talking about when I say the home job. It's the kids, it's the husband, it's the housework, whatever. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Well, hi, I'm Dr. Branyon with New Hope Unlimited, and I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope I've got something interesting to tell you. We need to start thinking about us now. So I want to tell you about a new study, and the study is about women's long hours of working time and how it can contribute triple times to health problems. This study came out of Ohio State University, and it stated that women who put in long hours of about an average of 60 hours or more over 30 decades appear to have 3 times triple the risk of diabetes, cancer, heart trouble, and arthritis. This study appears in the Journal of Occupational and Environmental Medicine. It stated that people who don't think that much about how their early work experiences affect them down the road. And you know, I have to say, I didn't think of any of that. Who would? Who would think that when you're in your 20s and 30s and 40s and you're working yourself to death because you got to make the house payment, you got to buy the groceries, you got to take care of the kids, you know, it's all about you, and you have tos. So you don't really think about how you're setting yourself up at early ages and for problems later in life. Well, this study showed that employers and government regulators should be aware of the risk, especially to women who are required to regularly work beyond a 40-hour week. Do you think, well, maybe the government and the regulators may think about it, but don't bet on it. But anyway, back to the study. But it said that basically it was saying that the government needs to regulate so that we don't work so much, possibly, because the beyond a 40-hour week, companies benefit. I knew there was a catch. The companies benefit by that female not getting sick. Well, they benefit in the quality of work and the medical cost when their workers are healthier. Now, that's for the company and the government regulators. If we don't get sick, it won't cost them quite so much. But now, here's for us. We need to be a little more thinking about me, and because not too many people do think that for us nowadays. But the study showed that the average woman whose self-reported hours worked each week over 32 years, and the study compared the hours worked in the incidence of 8 chronic diseases. In other words, what I'm trying to say is when they worked that long, over 32 years, it was proven that there was 8 chronic diseases that showed up later in life. Those diseases were things like heart disease, cancer, but it did not show any skin cancer, it was the other cancers, and arthritis, rheumatism, diabetes, high blood sugar, chronic blood disease, including bronchitis or emphysema, asthma, depression, and high blood pressure. Now, that's a lot. That's a lot. The heart disease and the cancer is huge, not to mention all the other stuff. The other stuff's important too, but let me remind you, being in the cancer field and the work of it, the United States, according to the World Health Organization records. The United States is the highest cancer in the world of all of the countries. In the whole world, we have more cancer and more cancer deaths than any other country in the world. I think I said state, but I mean world. So we need to kind of listen to this and think about how precious we are. We forget and we don't think about that, but we are magnificent, marvelous, created human beings, and God loves us, and we should love ourselves too. But a majority of the full-time workers in the study put in 40 hours or fewer per week. Well, they broke it down, and in that study the majority of the study was full-time workers that only worked 40 hours a week. And then 56% of the study was an average of people who worked 41 to 50 hours a week. And then 13% worked an average of 51 to 60 hours, and 3% average more than 60 hours. Well, to make the long story short, the more hours, the more problems appeared later in life. So women's jobs are never over, even after they get off work. Stress is a killer. So ladies, precious ladies, we need to take better care of ourselves. And if at all we can if we can just think about how we can maybe not be stressed so much at the job, at home, whatever it takes, we have to become healthier human beings here. Now, at the conclusion of the study, the author of the study, his name's Allard Demby, said that you might still be working hard, but the fact that it's your choice might help you stay healthier. Well, I kind of believe that too, because I have been working a long time, probably more than 95% of you listening. And I love my job, absolutely love my job. I love what I do. I feel like I do what I was born to do. I'm not always happy. It is stressful sometimes, but for 99% of the time, I love my job. And I will say, don't want to knock on wood, I think I'm probably one of the healthier people my age that's around. And out of all of that, the only thing I can claim to fame, it mentioned arthritis. Well, I've got this one little arthritis, and it has made my finger go east or south or west, whichever way you're pointing, different than the rest of them. So, hey, maybe I can blame it on working too hard. If that's all I've got to show for it, it's been well worth it. I love my patients, our patients, and I can't imagine doing anything else. So arthritis, hey, I got the scar for it, if that study is real. Thanks for listening, and I hope you got a little something out of it, even if nothing more than just either getting a giggle or getting a thought that, hey, I am precious. I do need to start taking better care. And speaking of that, I wanted you to say out loud to yourself, I love you, and tell 3 other people this wonderful day how much you love them. You can't change or destroy. No, let me back up. You can't create or destroy energy, but you can change the energy around you. And telling yourself how much you love yourself, even if you don't understand it or believe it, I promise you eventually it will help you. Love you. Enjoy. Thank you for being with me. See you hopefully on the next video. Thank you.